So I'm here to speak to you guys about mindset. All right, how many of you guys are familiar with that term? It's gotten very popular. Everybody's got mindset, mindset, mindset. Do you guys actually know what that means? No? Maybe? A little bit? All right. In all my years in the military, everything I was involved with was special operations. The only way that anybody in special operations can accomplish their mission, become a member of special operations, or anything is what mindset they actually bring to that job, that capacity. When I started my career in SOF and in the military, I always wanted to be a warrior. I always wanted to go a certain direction. How many of you guys have seen the movie Troy? A couple of you, so I'm gonna kind of show my status here real quick. Troy was a movie that was from a long time ago. It starred Brad Pitt. It was about the movie or the book, The Iliad, right? So prior to the movie starting, right in the first opening scenes, there's two big armies. One's the Greeks led by King Agamemnon, and the other one, I don't know who it is. But these guys have been fighting, and back in the days when wars would happen amongst these groups, they would grab regular guys to go fight, but you decimate half of your armies, right? So they'd figure out what's the best way we can get this done and accomplished really easily. I'll grab my champion, that means my number one guy, my big, bad dude that can go and fight, versus your big bad dude, whoever wins the war, right? So Agamemnon's all about it. His number one guy. So the other team, before I get tagged, the Greeks real quick. The other guys had this big, huge guy. This isn't a movie, of course. I don't know if this guy was really that big. Big dude, yoked out, just big warrior man. Agamemnon loves this because he's like, perfect. I got my number one guys, Achilles. You guys know who Achilles is? You guys heard Greek mythology, right? What did he have? His only weakness was what? His heel, right? He's a demigod. Guy can't die unless he gets hit in the heel, right? So Achilles, in the first scene, Agamemnon's calling for his guy. Achilles! Doesn't show up. Achilles doesn't care. Dude's a stud. He doesn't care. He has this mentality. I can't be beaten. I'm that guy. I'm him, right? I'm quoting all you guys, man. I got kids, so I'm starting to learn all this verbiage. No, so he sends a messenger boy to go get him. Little young cat. He runs all the way to him. Achilles is asleep. Doesn't care. All right, comes over. Achilles. Agamemnon needs you. He's like, what do you need now? It's on you, man. You're going to save the Greek army. It's all on you. He needs a champion. He needs his hero. Achilles gets up, starts going, getting ready, putting his armor on, getting on his horse. And the kid looks at him and he says, "Sir, that's the biggest man I've ever seen. I would not want to fight him." Achilles looks at him and he says, "That's why no one will remember your name." Okay? So that right there is what I always focus on whenever I get into a situation. I'm a little fearful, a little worried for the outcome. I don't know what's going to happen. All of us have two voices in our heads. Okay? Two voices. We have that hero, that champion, right? That guy that does all the right things. That guy listens to the word of God. That's the path, this narrow path that's hard to do. But then we also have that other voice, that coward's voice, the easy voice, I'd rather watch some TikToks for the next half hour instead of studying for my test. I don't want to wake up early at 5 o'clock in the morning to go train and lift weights so I can get better on the football field. Okay? I'd rather go and stay up all night watching Netflix or playing video games with my buddies, The only reason I'm saying this is my kid does this. So I have experience in this, and I'm always yelling at him because of this. So, you have two voices. You have the one that's telling you, hey, you can be a hero. And that's do the right thing always. Put in that extra work. Put in that time. Or you have the other one that's going to say, hey, take the shortcut. Eat that extra donut. You'll be fine. Pounds will go away. No worries. Or do you stay strict to your diet? Do you stay strict to your weight training program? Do you not miss a day of practice? Do you try hard every time you train? At practice, do you give 100% attention to what the coaches are saying? Okay, those are the two voices. We all have them. And we all make that decision. Do I go left or do I go right? Who am I going to listen to? Okay? How many of you know who Kobe Bryant is? Not the GOAT, but in my opinion, number 2. You guys can argue with me later. All right, Kobe Bryant had what? Mamba mentality. Relentless pursuit of excellence. His mentality was, I will sit and I will train more than anybody else so that my mindset is solid. He thought he was the baddest dude on the basketball court. Why? Because he put in that work. Every day he put in that work. Guys would go to practice once, 2 hours, 2, 3 hours, whatever, the Lakers had to practice, 3 hours in the afternoon. Kobe Bryant would wake up in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, start training. Put 2 hours of work, maybe go lift weights, shoot some hoops. Come back, eat something. Go back, practice something else you need to work on. Go back home. Go back, Then he would go to real practice. That's why everybody said he had a terrible attitude. He's like, I don't have a terrible attitude. I just know how you practice. I know how much work you put in. I know when it was time to go, you left. I stayed here. So do I trust you giving you the ball? No, because I know who you are. I know how much work you put in. So his mentality was that pursuit of excellence. His mindset was excellence makes me the best on this field. Made him a hero. Okay? Does anybody know who Bo Bassett is? Any wrestlers in this room? Bo Bassett is, he now wrestles for Virginia Tech. Undefeated high school wrestling. 170 wins. Undefeated. Could pick his D1 school of his choice. Okay? He has a thing called machine gun mindset. This kid attacks. Does not let his opponent have a chance to even do anything on this. This guy's a stud. I look up to him. Okay? My kids look up to him. This kid just goes and goes and goes. His mentality, you want to know why he has this mentality? Everybody else wakes up at normal. We're all in high school. We wake up normal. School starts at, I don't know what time you guys start, 8, 9, whatever. Normal time, so you probably need to get up an hour prior, get ready to go. Bo Bassett wakes up at 4:30 in the morning every morning. Starts training at 5 o'clock as guys go wrestle with him in the morning prior to going to practice. Since he was 12. Since he was 12. Not because his dad tells him to, not because his brother tells him to. It's his mentality. And his record shows for it. His record shows it because the kid is unstoppable. His mindset is, I can't be beaten. Okay? Mindset. It's all up here. How do you look at that situation? Who knows Mike Tyson? Everybody knows Mike Tyson. I don't mean new Mike Tyson fighting Jake Paul for $20 million. I'm talking Mike Tyson back in the 80s. When in 96 seconds he knocked out Michael Speaks. There was people going up to the bleachers saying, oh, the fight's about to start. Go get a beer and some popcorn. I'll be right back. Come back, the fight's over. What happened? So this man was raised from, after he was in trouble and got adopted by Customato, which was his trainer, took him under. This man was basically hypnotized in his training to understand that he was the most dangerous man on the planet. He used to cry prior to going into the matches because he was so afraid of losing. Not afraid of the guy he's going to fight, but afraid of a loss. So he built himself that when he would go in there into that ring, he was the baddest man on the planet. No one can beat Mike Tyson. And in all reality, everybody who went against him thought this man was a god. He was dangerous back in his day, man. I love Mike Tyson. I remember watching him as a young cat. This kid knocked people out left and right. But why? He had that mentality. No one can beat me. No one can beat me. In his mind, that's a mentality that goes to most of the guys in special operations. So when I walk through the streets of Iraq and Afghanistan, you can ask Sal, no one can stop me. No one can kill me. I'm not going to die out here. I carried a backpack full of explosives. Everybody's afraid of explosives. I'm not going to die. Because what happens if you don't have that mentality? What happens? You freeze. Okay? You hesitate. On the plains of hesitation by the rotten bones of countless millions who on the dawn of victory rested and died. Okay? If your mentality is sharp and you know what you've put in enough work, you've put in enough effort, you can't be stopped. And all of you have that mentality. Imagine a team full of guys that think they can't be beat. That know they can't be beat. It's not even think, no. No one can beat you. What do you think that causes? Patriots back in the days. Brady. Can anybody beat him? Other teams believe they couldn't beat him, even though they were in the Super Bowl against him. So what do? You already beat them, and they didn't even show up to the game. They already lost. Okay, that's what happened to Mike Tyson. That's what happens to guys who go against Bo Bassett. That's what guys who go against Brian. Okay? So, another thing to look at is this with mindset. You guys know what Stoicism is? Marcus Aurelius, a bunch of thought process that occurred during the Romans and the Greeks. Things happen in your life, okay, that you can't control. Wins, losses. Your mindset is how you face those problems. Sometimes you can't face your wins. Sometimes you can't face your loss. You can't control that outcome, but you can control how you look at that situation. Do you sit there and be like, oh, I suck, I didn't do, or do you look at it and be like, okay, I put in the work, it just wasn't in my favor. What can I get out of this? Your mindset is how you look at things. You go to that thing as a champion every time. I go as a champion because I put in the work. I know what I'm worth. I know what I can do, and I know what my team can do. The outcome doesn't go in your favor, okay? Either I won or I learned. I didn't lose, I learned. Okay? That's what you guys got to get out of everything, man. That's mindset. So going back to SOF, back to special operations, that's all this United States and special operations forces is built around that mentality. Everybody from Delta Force, SEAL Team 6, all the way down, Rangers, Marine Force Recon, everybody. Your mentality has to be, we can't be beaten. We don't enter a war thinking we're going to lose. We go in there, we give them everything we got. You guys saw this last thing that happened in Venezuela. They went in, went out like that. Why? Because we can't be beaten. That's the mentality we have. That's the mentality you guys have to have as a football team. Okay? You work together. You put in that work. You put in that time to perfect your game. You put in that mentality in the gym and with each other to know that you got each other's backs. And that when you're on the field, you guys are dangerous. There's nobody out there that can beat you. Okay? And then that happens. All right? That's all I got for now, guys. Enjoy this weekend.